Domestic women's football is back after the winter break as Arsenal host Watford in the FA Cup fourth round here at Meadow Park in North London. Arsenal have lifted the famous trophy 14 times, a record in the women's game. Though Jonas Eidevall's team haven't won the competition since 2016. You saw the Arsenal boss in your picture momentarily just there. And Arsenal ready to take to the field in an all-white, no more red kit, drained of its distinctive red today. It's the first time the women's side has worn the all-white kit. The men's team have worn it on 3 occasions. And No More Red was launched in January 2022 to support the long-standing work being done by Arsenal to help keep young people safe from knife crime and youth violence. Well, Watford are here, looking to cause what would rank as one of the all-time great FA Cup shocks. The fourth round draw is a daunting one for the Hornets, who are bottom of the Championship and have never beaten Arsenal in 10 previous meetings. Meadow Park is packed this afternoon, a sellout crowd expected. And what a moment too for the 3 Arsenal youth loanees in the Watford lineup. We'll get to that in just a moment. Arsenal are heavy favourites today to get the job done, as they go in search of what would be a 15th FA Cup triumph. The road to Wembley for Jonas Eidevall's team begins right here. The final at the National Stadium on the 12th of May. And Arsenal, you would expect, will be among the contenders, though it's all about doing the job here first of all. Lovely bright sunshine in Boreham Wood. And let's take a check on the teams for you. And Jonas Eidevall promised a strong Arsenal side. We have certainly got that, with just 2 changes to the team beaten in the North London derby just before the winter break. US women's national team defender Emily Fox makes her Arsenal debut, and Vivianne Miedema makes just her 2nd start of the season since returning from that long-term ACL injury. Today she goes in search of her first goal for Arsenal since December 2022. Steph Catley and Frida Marden are the 2 to drop out. And just the 1 change for Watford from the side that blew a 3-0 lead to draw with London City Lionesses in mid-December, as Poppy Wilson replaces Carly Johns. All 3 of Watford's Arsenal loanees, Katie Reid, Layla Harbert and Michelle Adjemang, have been given permission to play against their parent club. North London forever, echoing around Meadow Park. It has become the anthem of Arsenal Football Club. As the 2 captains go head-to-head in the centre circle, Katie McCabe has the honour of skippering Arsenal this afternoon. Andrea Georgiou is the Watford captain, and there are a couple of former Tottenham players in the Watford ranks, the likes of Anne Maywald and Lucia Leon. Great to see Vivianne Miedema back and fighting fit in an Arsenal shirt from the start for just the 2nd time this season. Well, in a sense, there's no pressure on Damon Lathrope's Watford players today. The head coach says they will give it a good go. Everybody loves the FA Cup, so who knows what could happen. The referee is Adewunmi Sonei. And it is the visitors, Watford, who will get us off and underway. Before that, both players take the knee ahead of kick-off, and the coaching staff as well. The message, a defiant one. There is no room for racism or discrimination of any kind in the game that we all love. So Arsenal are out to lift the FA Cup again. Their campaign off and running here in the fourth round. And for Watford, the chance to claim what would be one of the biggest scalps in the history of the competition. Miedemar straight away into the action for Arsenal. And Alessia Russo is there as well. Great expectations on the shoulders of the Arsenal players across so many different competitions. And Jonas Wiedeval echoed those sentiments before the game got underway in his pre-match press conference. It does feel that his team have underperformed both defensively and in attacking positions across the season so far, so some work to do. Here is Amanda Ilestedt for Arsenal. Big day for Emily Fox, the American international, making her Arsenal debut. Manuela Zinsberger, the #1 goalkeeper. Lotte Wubben-Moy at the heart of the back line. Fox, who's been brought in from North Carolina Courage. There have been a couple of defensive shuffles for Arsenal in the winter transfer window so far. Noelle Maritz has left the club to join Aston Villa on a permanent basis. Here is Katie McCabe, who always seems to be a source of spectacular goals. Arsenal enjoying much of the early possession, as you would expect, and that's a great reverse ball towards Miedemar! And between goalkeeper and defender, they just about did enough. Maywald was back there, and Jackie Goldsmith came out and did her best as well to thwart Vivianne Miedemar, who is in determined form as she searches what would be her first Arsenal goal for over a year now. Arsenal playing towards the north bank in the first half. It's McCabe to deliver, and the goalkeeper got a touch on it and just about got it away. Watford under the early pressure, and it's Miedemar again, twisting and turning, and the cross is well dealt with. No pressure on Watford today, though they put 6 past fellow championship side Southampton to reach the 4th round. They've actually found their shooting boots of late, Watford. 9 goals in their last 2 matches, but they rarely keep goals out. Just a single clean sheet so far this season for them. Good noise from the Arsenal fans. Wubben-Moy looking left towards Caitlin Ford. Miedemar trying to turn. And Arsenal playing very high up the field early on here. Beth Mead. Won their last 6 at home, Arsenal, if you include the penalty victory over Tottenham in the Conti Cup group stage, beaten by Spurs in the WSL just before the winter break. Caitlin Ford with the cross. Well dealt with again. It's come back to Ford, though. Moving the ball quickly, you feel, could be very key for Arsenal today. Setting up against the low block of Watford, and Jonas Wiedeval has admitted his team has struggled against that tactic at times this season, struggled to create high-quality chances. McCabe looks to get in behind and blocked off by Corinne Henson of the United States. It's a poor clearance, though. And Lucia Leon stands up to win it back for Watford. And Leon, formerly of Tottenham, the player from the Dominican Republic. 5 points from safety in the second tier, Watford, after promotion last season. Maywald with the throw. She got the return pass from Poppy Wilson, but straight out of play. Lovely to see bright sunshine at Meadow Park, and as always, the ground is full. Not a spare seat to be had. Wubben-Moy. Russo's touch. And behind her Arsenal and England colleague Beth Mead. Here is Liavelti. Hadjimang chasing the Swiss international, Michel Hadjimang, who has made 5 appearances for Arsenal and has been prolific in recent weeks on loan at Watford. Mead looking to set up Palova, and the goalkeeper spills it, and the rebound's tucked in. Alessia Russo scores for Arsenal, who make the perfect start. And it could be the beginning of a very long afternoon for bottom of the championship Watford. Goalkeeper couldn't hold Palova's strike, and Russo, fox in the box, was there. And Arsenal get the scoring started very early on. Alessia Russo with her first goal since scoring twice at Emirates Stadium in the 4-1 victory over Chelsea. And last year's FA Cup runner-up with Manchester United opens her account in the competition for Arsenal. Watford had actually started relatively well, fairly compact, but Jackie Goldsmith, the goalkeeper, might be a little disappointed. 1-0 to the Arsenal is the chant from the home supporters, and that is the scoreline. How can Watford respond with Fife to set up Hadjimang? Could be a long afternoon for Hadjimang playing in that lone striking role. All 3 of the Arsenal loanees at Watford are very much teenagers, all 17. Haven't been able to get Layla Harbert on the ball at all really yet, Watford. Key for Damon Lathrope's team at this stage is not to panic. Otherwise, the game could be completely beyond them very early on. Hadjimang towards Harbert. And she beats Russo to it. Katie Reid, the other of the Arsenal loanees, the centre-half. Hadjimang again. Better from Watford. Good hold-up play from Hadjimang, but the pass is retrieved by Caitlin Ford. Russo. It's just the start that Jonas Edeval would have wanted. He promised a very strong side, and that has certainly come to fruition this lunchtime. Here is Ilestedt. Palova, now Mead, Russo, good football from Arsenal. Hacked away by Corinne Henson. And now Lotte Woburn-Moy, 11th start of the season in all competitions for her. Emily Fox, always a big day when you make your debut for a new club, whatever the competition, whatever the opposition, and a lot of emphasis in the build-up to this game about respecting the opposition from Arsenal. And Ford looks to Miedema. Moving the ball very deftly so far, Arsenal. Can they find another incisive touch? It's Mead again. Miedema. Steered away by Reid. Fox got to it. 1 or 2 appeals for handball from the Arsenal supporters. Here come Arsenal again with McCabe. And Ford taking on Lucia Leon. Miedema gets in front of Maywald. Owen nutmegs her as well. Good work by Katie Reid coming across. I saw the smiles from Arsenal players and the loanees alike when the handshakes were taking place before we kicked off. No smiles on the field now, of course. Arsenal have won all 10 previous meetings between the 2 clubs, 40 goals scored and just 7 conceded. They hadn't met since 2017 prior to today, when Arsenal was 6-0 winners in the Conti Cup. Here's Ford, looking for the run of Liavelti. Palova. Fox and Mead trying to engage in a bit of combination play, and Fox has continued her run, and Arsenal win themselves the corner. Confident start from the new arrival. Good block on the slide from Corinne Henson, her compatriot. And Mead, and Palova's let it run. Liavelti! Placed to perfection. Arsenal racing clear in the fourth round, and wasting no time in doing so. Great dummy from Palova and a lovely bit of precision on the shot. Arsenal making light work of Watford. And Liavelti's first goal for Arsenal since October of 2022. It is very early days in terms of time played in the tie, but you'd be forgiven for thinking that it's tie over already. Watford have understandably come to set up and play with a low block, but it's all gone wrong, and it could get worse for them here. Arsenal are rampant, and Palova almost played in forward, away by Leon. Now it's McCabe. Surging onto it with great pace, and a lovely ball in. And Russo got a head to it. I don't know if she got a call from Beth Mead. Coming behind her. And sometimes ties like this can be difficult for a team like Arsenal when they come up against opposition defending in great numbers and defending very deep, but you have to credit the start of the Women's Super League side. Arsenal third in the WSL, and they're 3 points off Chelsea in the race for the title. They have a home game against Everton to come next Saturday, and then 3 consecutive games away from home. Already out of the Champions League, of course, and disappointing though that is, it could prove important in the title race. That Champions League run and injuries made it difficult for Arsenal to compete on all fronts last season. Here goes Mead, another good ball in, only half away. Russo took a swing at it. It's come out to Velti again. Does she fancy another go? Mead's delivery, charged down by Henson. You have to feel for Watford, because at the moment it does seem like there's not a lot they can do. Touch by Velti to find Miedema. Dazzling footwork. Caitlin Ford in acres of space to deliver the cross. Mead looping! Oh, that looked like it might have crossed the line, but the referee does indeed give Watford a free kick. All sorts of defensive struggles for Watford again. Clearly, Palova was backing into the goalkeeper, and Jackie Goldsmith. Good to see Beth Mead quickly to her feet after all of the injury problems that she's had. She's got a good record in terms of scoring goals at home of late. Again, Sidebal speaking this week said that Leah Williamson is going very well, not too far away from her long-awaited return. Laura Wienreuter a little further behind in her rehabilitation. And still no Kim Little, no Lena Hurtig for Arsenal. Opportunity for both sets of players here to come across, take on instructions, take on water. So Arsenal 2 to the good, and the second goal in particular from Leah Velti, beautifully taken, lovely dummy by Pelova, who was involved in the first. And just look at how Velti just strokes it into the bottom corner. It could be one of those lovely long afternoons for the Arsenal supporters to enjoy. Watford's away allocation is sold out as well. And credit to the Watford supporters. I haven't seen many wins so far this season at all. Just 2 wins this year in 90 minutes, and there was a win on penalties in the Conti Cup over London City Lionesses. All 3 of Watford's wins this year away from home. And some words from Damon Lathrope for his side. On by Henson. Gets it back from Fife. Ajimang trying to turn, and fouled by Ilestedt. Precious little in terms of service so far for Michelle Ajimang. Reed has to get across and send it back to the goalkeeper. Given away to Fox. Looks for Pelova. Lovely touch by Pelova. It looked like she was fouled, and the referee does, sensibly having played the initial advantage, bring it back for an Arsenal free kick. A lovely deft flick from Victoria Pelova. He was then caught, and Mead and McCabe standing over this for Arsenal. In by Mead, great delivery, Miedemar's touch, and the goalkeeper did well to hold that. Not far off the long-awaited Arsenal goal. Had to wait a very long while, Vivianne Miedemar. So prolific for this club over so many years. Reed almost turning into trouble, Henson's touch. And tracking back is Georgiou, and she's lost out as well. And Watford, perhaps not surprisingly, this was always potentially likely to happen, and Watford just cannot live with Arsenal at the moment. Standing over it is Katie McCabe. Floated into the near post. And Watford struggling to deal with it. Russo got the initial touch. And Georgiou eventually comes away with it. Flo Fife. Fox finds Wubben-Moy. Ford. And now Velti. Neat interplay between Velti and Ford. He's on the ball again now. Wubben-Moy, Arsenal keeping up the pace on the ball, which is so important in these situations. Little nutmeg from Miedemar. On Maywald again. Watford need to do better in those situations. In the rare moments where they do have possession, they've got to hold on to it for longer than that. Okay. His name is ringing around Meadow Park. Forward. Little touch from Velti. Ajimang back doing defensive duties. No foul, says the referee. It's hit towards Coral Haynes, but quickly sees it retrieved by Fox. And by McCabe, who nearly ran through the legs of Maywald to Niedermar. There's a great purpose about Arsenal today. Speed of thought, speed of footwork. They're capable of creating chances at any moment, and it's McCabe. Looks to Ford again. One-on-one with Leon. Ford goes on the outside. Cleared away by Poppy Wilson. Niedermar. Velti. Ford again. Niedermar back to Wubben-Moy. McKay. Arsenal fans already expecting to further goals. Header away by Flo Fife, the former London City Lionesses and Oxford defender. Mead. Managing to find Velti. Ford. Well played, Lucia Leon. That's surely a foul by Ford. Eventually the referee does give Watford the free kick. Tackle from behind from Ford on the former Tottenham right back. Manuela Zinsberger, rare touch for her so far this afternoon. First domestic cup competition appearance of the season for Zinsberger. No foul on Emily Fox, meanwhile. Play goes on with Wilson. Now Andrea Georgiou. Fife. Good work by Mead. Fox maybe still feeling the effects of that earlier challenge. By McCabe, good interception by Georgiou. Watford just trying to find a foothold in the game, and to their credit, this is a lovely passing move, and it's Leon. Zinsberger called for it early. Better though from the Championship side, and that will give a bit of encouragement to Damon Lathrope, but no sign at all at the moment that they can work a way back into the game. Ford. Leon stood up to her well, but it's come back to Ford again via Miedemar. Twisting and turning again. Velty. He's urged to shoot again. Mead. Pullover. Mead has got to it to hang one up high. Tucked behind by Lucia Leon. Not much margin for error with that clearance. Arsenal have another corner to come. McCabe came short, but Beth Mead is going to whip this into the penalty area. Lovely delivery, goalkeeper scrambling for it. Last touch of Lotte Wubben-Moy. Watford's forays into the fifth round of the FA Cup have been rare. The last time they did manage to reach that stage was in 2015 when they were hammered by Chelsea. No sign of them reaching the fifth round today. Not at the moment anyway. Forward by Wilson, that's a good ball towards Adjumang, who was in an offside position. Here is Amanda Illerstedt. Gets it back from Emily Fox. McCabe calling for it from Wubben-Moy, and now Miedemar. While tracking her all the way. Velty has to turn away from Harbert. Lovely little touch into the path of Pullover. Now Caitlin Ford. Arsenal going up through the gears again. It's Katie McCabe to dink it in this time. Well taken by Jackie Goldsmith. Maybe a little too close to the goalkeeper. Across from McCabe. Forward by Henson. Haynes with a slightly heavy touch. Pullover came across. McCabe. Steered away by Henson. Picked up by Georgiou. Giving the way to Fox. A foul on Coral Haynes, who was a scorer in the third round win, a 6-1 victory over Southampton for Watford, a surprise win. Given Southampton are a team with far more points in the Championship than the 6 that Watford have managed to pick up so far this season, but a tremendous victory nonetheless for the Hornets that day. Georgiou up towards Adjumang. Good ball from Georgiou, just a little too much on it. It was much more promising though from a Watford perspective. Here's Wubben-Moy. Give it away to Ford, quickly forward to Russo. Taking on Reed. McCabe. Big turn by Victoria Pelova, who's had a hand in 2 goals already. And Mead cuts it back. Good work by Fife. Able to block the cross. And suddenly Arsenal looked like they were in for a third. It was Pelova again who did a lot of the good work in the build-up. Fox involved as well. Katie McCabe, who only seems to score spectacular goals. It's her delivery, and the header is just over the top from Amanda Ilestedt. McCabe very nearly turning provider. Ilestedt will probably feel she should have hit the target, should have scored. Proficiency from set plays, which we've seen in the past at major tournaments as a Sweden international, and we've seen now on a couple of occasions for Arsenal. Wilson back to the edge of her own penalty area, and the ball was initially given away by Harbert. Wilson smuggles it clear, but Arsenal very quickly have it back. Belty. Little touch from McCabe to find Miedema. Caitlin Ford to pull it back. Katie McCabe to strike. In the way was Katie Reed. Fox finding Velty. A near total domination of possession from Arsenal. Territorially as well, it felt like an attack v defence. Ford. It wasn't quite right the way to pass towards the run of Katie McCabe. Watford have steadied things somewhat though, after conceding twice in the opening 12 minutes and 2 in the space of 5 minutes. Oh, Maywald almost getting into trouble, playing out from the back against a team like Arsenal. He's going to invite those sort of mistakes potentially when you come up against a high press, and Arsenal win another corner. He thought about it and leaves it to McCabe in the end. Good delivery from McCabe again. Goalkeeper couldn't get there, hooked off the line. Came back towards Russo. I think it was Maywald who got it away. Back in by Mead, goalkeeper uncertain again. Watford get the free kick and Watford survive, only just. This was the initial delivery from McCabe. Goalkeeper punching, and Maywald got back to clear it off the line, otherwise it would have been an own goal. Harbert to Leon. Jimang can't reach it in front of Ilestedt. Pelova. Good tracking back from Adjumang to get the tackle in. And Reed Henson. Now Fife. Tracking back was Beth Mead, right in front of Jonas Ideval, who ended Arsenal's trophy drought last season with the Conti Cup. Georgiou. He can't believe it, the Arsenal boss, that the decision goes against them. The Champions League semi-finalists last year, already out and qualifying this season. Henson. Up to Goldsmith. Harvards. Haynes back to Henson again. No credit to Watford for finding a foothold in the game. Hasn't been the flurry of goals since Arsenal's second that maybe we might have expected. Not yet, anyway. Here's Wubben-Moy. McCabe finding Idestedt. Palova. Lead back towards Emily Fox. Good work by Katie Reid. Great experience for these Arsenal loanees today against their parent club, and both head coaches said as much coming into the game. Arsenal building an attack again. It's McCabe, Ford, Velty. Good turn away from Wilson. Miedema, lovely football from Arsenal. Caitlin Ford, can she find the right delivery? Good interception. Miedema! Blocked off by Georgiou. Both players went down. Both up on their feet again. Ajamang is giving it away. Russo is in! And it really should have been 3. Russo looking for her second after the error from Michelle Ajamang. Miedema snapping at her heels. And Russo should score. And Watford have been fortunate on more than one occasion now. The scoreline hasn't been added to. Reid. To Adjaman. Good hold-up play. Now Wilson. And here comes Lucia Leon. What's the delivery like this time? Blocked off by McKay. Better from Watford. Difficult though the task is for them, and always was going to be. This is their first corner. Taken short to Harbert. Wilson. Now Haynes. Harbert. Maywald. Reed under pressure, and she's lost out. And Arsenal are in again. It's come out to Miedemar. Goalkeeper miles out and off the line effectively by Henson there because it was going towards goal. Goldsmith was miles out of a penalty area. Arsenal really should have taken advantage. Again, Cineval will be a bit frustrated by the quality of finishing since the second goal. Jimang. Leon was calling for it through the middle. Wilson could hold up play to find Havertz. Damon Lathrope did talk about balance coming into the game, and Watford have shown on a couple of occasions that they can play some good football, but more often than not, Arsenal are there to win it back. Miedemar. Forward slips in front of Henson. Given away to Fox. Here's Wubben Moy. Velsi. Ford darting in field and beyond all comers. Miedemar is there. Russo against the woodwork this time. Russo could have had a hat-trick. Palova could fall towards Russo again. That was a lovely move from Arsenal. Once again, the Watford goal, even at 2-0 down, leading a charmed life. Ford spotted the run of Miedemar, lovely cutback, and Russo probably did all she could from that sort of position, had to slightly wrap her right boot around it. And against the junction of bar and post. Here's Leon. Back with Vilty. Arsenal so quick to win the ball back this afternoon, in large part. A little touch from Mead to find Miedemar. Skips away from the challenge of Georgiou. Arsenal in yet again, and somehow it stays out again. Ford went near post this time. And Arsenal have scored two. They could have had 6 or 7. And Ford maybe just blocked off, possibly. And indeed she was. And Watford get the goal kick. They might be relieved to only be 2-0 down. Into first half added time we go. 3 added minutes at Meadow Park. Good skill by Wubben Moy. Ford. Arsenal looking for more. Fox. Now Ajiman. It's come down to Palova. Russo working the channels effectively. Velty. Wilden Moy. Velty. Sliding in was Georgiou. Goalkeeper won't prevent that from going behind. For Arsenal's latest corner. Delivered by McCabe again. Palova took a swing at it on the volley. Georgiou back to Reed. Jimang Haynes. And credit to Watford for sticking with the philosophy. They are capable of playing out from the back, as we've seen on a couple of occasions. Occasionally that can turn you into trouble as well, but sticking with the principles. I have to admire that against one of the best sides in the country. Lots of space here for Alessia Russo. Now McCabe, Velty, Miedemar. Russo still out on the left-hand side. It's her delivery. Headed away only as far as Velty. Fox. Almost every time an Arsenal player is in a shooting position, the crowd shout, shoot. Just the 2 goals to show for a dominant first-half performance from the side that have won the FA Cup 14 times. Arsenal got the scoring started early. Alessia Russo tapping home after 7 minutes. Once Victoria Palova's shot had been saved, Russo was there to snap up the rebound. And the lead doubled just 5 minutes later. Leah Velty curling the ball into the bottom corner most beautifully for her first goal in well over a year. Arsenal have since had numerous chances to extend their lead. They've hit the woodwork through Russo, and they've had one effort cleared off the line. Russo could have had a hat-trick today. Watford, credit to them, have stayed in the game as best they can and are trying to stick to the ball-playing principles that Damon Lathrope has brought to the club, but really the two teams, as expected, have been a class apart so far. At half-time, Arsenal 2, Watford 0. Now let's take a look back on the first half. Arsenal dominant early on in particular, and Miedemar trying to burst through in the opening minutes and very nearly found a way to goal. Katie McCabe from the resulting corner saw it clawed away by the goalkeeper. Arsenal were not to be denied for long though. Palova's drive spilled, and Russo there to tap it in for 1-0. Arsenal territorially and in terms of possession dominant in the game. Miedemar involved in the attack, lovely nutmeg. And this was the second goal. Leah Velty striding onto it and curling the ball beyond the goalkeeper. Lovely dummy by Palova in the build-up. Beautiful strike from Velty. All Arsenal in the first half as they look to extend the lead. Russo, difficult header from that sort of position. The goalkeeper got a punch on the corner from McCabe. It was cleared off the line. Russo should have scored here. Only a couple of inches away from finding the target. And then she got to Miedemar's cutback, but it came off the junction of bar and post. So Arsenal very comfortable, and a cup shock for Watford feels a million miles away. Second half commentary to come here from Meadow Park at half-time in the 4th round. Arsenal 2, Watford 0.
North London sunshine, it is the FA Cup final at a sold-out Wembley Stadium. Of course it is! Lucy Gons, that's the touch, that's in. Chance. What a day, what an occasion.
Welcome to Baller FC. We're here at the Queen's Head pub in Limehouse for our FA Cup final special takeover. Baller FC stands for Baller Friends Collective, and it's basically a fan collective that I've set up with my friends to basically encourage as many people as possible to come down and watch women's football with us.
We're a collective of friends that like to create spaces where people come together and watch the women's football, and the women's football be put first rather than on a screen in the back with no sound on.
We do go to the games occasionally, but like our main thing is holding watch parties all over London. When the Euros came, we knew we had to like hold our own parties because no one was going to do what we wanted to do. That was the catalyst for us, and obviously it just was amazing timing with England winning the Euros, and so we've all been like on this amazing trajectory since then. I love the atmosphere. I love bringing people together, and we just meet and, you know, just some incredible people every time we do one of these parties, and just to be able to have this much fun in like a pub is like, that's my dream around football. I just love it. And I think people have said to us, the fact that we're visible in the pub makes them feel safer, because going to watch football in the pub for many years has not been, you know, if you're female or female identifying or, you know, non-binary, it's not a very pleasant experience sometimes for men's football. So we're kind of trying to reclaim that back and make it, you know, a safe space for everybody to watch it.
Well, for us it's like amazing. It's like the first sold out FA Cup final for the women, and on top of that we probably weren't really sure that it was worth putting on an event like this with it happening in London and there being 90,000 people in Wembley, but we're going to pack out today as well. So it's great that there's interest both inside and outside the stadium.
No, I think Man United are absolutely thrashing them.
Do you think Chelsea are with a chance?
No way.
No way.
No, they're going to get thrashed. Red Army! Red Army! Come on, Russo. Come on, Russo! That was a close one.
Yeah, it was a bit tense. Man United came in strong at the beginning, and there was a few nervy moments in the back. But I think we managed to get some possession and get some confidence, and we had a few chances at the end. So yeah, we're feeling okay now.
So I'm Ella, I'm actually an Arsenal supporter, so I'm back in Man U today, just because Chelsea are Arsenal top rivals. So yeah, so I've gone the other side, but I'm sticking with the Reds, so yeah.
I mean, we just lost to Arsenal in the Conti Cup final, so like, that's now like, we can always slip up, but for sure, I've seen them win twice in the FA Cup final, so I guess there's a level of confidence as well.
So good. I mean, they're the top two in the league at the moment. They've been playing so well. So I think it's really good to see them. It's usually always an Arsenal-Chelsea game, so I'm really happy to see Man U sort of pulling it out of the bag a bit. So fingers crossed that we have a sort of a good battle in the last half. The sun's out, so it's all my mates, and it's like it's such good fun, especially to be out here as well. It's like it's a really good spot, and we're having a great laugh, so I can't complain.
The best thing about it for me is the energy is very similar to Euros. It's that height of the player. Everyone's together, everyone's just here to watch the football. I guarantee that the split of people here are not Man United or Chelsea fans. They're here to watch the football. That's it, that's how it all started. It was like, how do we find somewhere to watch the game? Yes. Can we feel safe? Yes. Can we enjoy it? Yes. Let's do that, let's do it together. The best thing about it is the fact that it's an even deal. So we've got players on both sides who are playing for England, and everyone's here to watch this, see who the champion is. But that preparation for a World Cup, so it's quite like the energy level is quite high at the moment. It's quite amazing.
Mixture of joy, relief, because it was very tense in that extra time. They had that scrappy chance, like nearly went in, but happiness, pure joy. Well, Free From Desire is just such a banging tune, you can't not get up on it and stall and dance. Especially when you're surrounded by Man United fans. Oh yeah, it's been really lovely, really great, everyone. It's always a nice atmosphere watching women's football, I think, especially with this crowd. Apart from the fact there was a majority Man United fans and just a few Chelsea fans, but yeah, it was still really good.
North London sunshine, it is the FA Cup final at a sold-out Wembley Stadium. Saka! Of course it is! Lucy Bronze, that's the touch, that's in. Chance. What a day!
Welcome back to Meadow Park. Arsenal with a commanding lead in the FA Cup fourth round. A 2-0 over Watford, and it could have been more. Arsenal, who have won the FA Cup more times than anybody else, 14 occasions they've lifted the famous trophy, though they haven't managed to win the competition since 2016. They have come close in recent years, lost in the semis to Chelsea in 2022, the final, the delayed final in 2021. Last year beaten by Chelsea as well, though that was at the fifth round stage, having won 9-0 against Lewis in round 4. Watford with a lot of work to do. Should an extraordinary comeback have any chance of happening, Arsenal very much in control. Here is Leo Velti, who scored the second goal, the beautifully taken second goal. Emily Fox looks for Alessia Russo. Palova, lovely way to pass. Miedemar could be in straight away. Maywald tracking back. Away by Fife. The Watford goal was under siege in that first half. And in fairness to Watford, they stood their ground as well as they possibly could. Might be a problem here on this near side touchline. It looked like Fife was sent sprawling, and good to see she's back up to her feet. And Damon Lathrope's side knew what was coming this afternoon. Watford bottom of the championship, and nobody expects them to come here and cause a great upset, but they have shown spirit. They've stuck to the game plan. I think the big disappointment would have been the timing of the 2 goals so early on. Have at least prevented any further goals so far. Manuela Zinsberger, the Arsenal goalkeeper's had no saves to make. Velti. Arsenal back in the groove after the winter break. It had been a long time to sit and reflect on the North London derby defeat at Tottenham in mid-December, and they've lost the initiative in the title race, of course. Cedarval wanting to see his side become more clinical in both boxes in the second half of this season. Maywald, the former Chelsea and Tottenham defender. And that pass towards Henson. Who did well with that, the American, to find Fife. Came off the boot of Coral Haynes, who hasn't had much of a look in an attacking sense so far today. Watford have understandably been sitting very deep out of possession. Jiman catching Innerstedt. Here's Wubben-Moy. Arsenal moved the ball very quickly and effectively in the first half. They created plenty of chances, and here is Ford. I think the assistant referee had the flag up on the near side. Watford back to action in the Championship next weekend, and good to see a strong contingent of travelling fans today. Watford away at Southampton. The last time they played away against Southampton, they scored 6 in the third round of the Cup before Christmas. Looking for a first league win. And since the 10th of September, just 1 league win all season for Watford away at Charlton Athletic. Georgiou. Very chilly day in North London. Poppy Wilson has managed to win Watford a throw. Good work tracking back by Wilson again. Maywald. Both head coaches resisting the temptation to make any Half-time changes, good work by Woburn Moy, getting in front of Adjamang. Instead. Now Palova. Good ball to me, took it in a stride beautifully. Russo can't get there, but it is a brilliant save by Goldsmith. Wonderful ball in from Mead. And it's a super stop from the Watford goalkeeper to deny Caitlin Ford a third for Arsenal. Top-class goalkeeping. Well, Goldsmith, who might have been a little uncertain a couple of times in the first half, but she's redeemed herself there. One of the saves of the fourth round. Leah Velti taking a touch. Oh, and Georgiou nearly losing possession, and Arsenal relentless in the press. It's won back by Mead. Miedemar took it in her stride. Cleared by Leon. Here's McCabe. Miedemar. Fife will get it clear. Poor pass there straight to Fox. Miedemar might open up for Russo again. Alessia Russo. McCabe looks to Miedemar again. Still continuing to threaten. And certainly the quality of the chances has been very good across the course of the game. The disappointment for Jonas Edevan is that they haven't taken them. I have spoken this week about the eventual return of Leah Williamson and Laura Wienreuter in the second half of this season. He says both will feel like new signings. He has talked about bringing in a goalkeeper to help cover for Arsenal during the Gold Cup in February and March. Commenting on the never-ending links with Mary Earps. Harberts, Maywalt. Harberts gives it away to Ford. He is on the burst. By Georgiou. Reed to Maywalt. Leon gives it away. Wilson couldn't keep it in play. Quickly taken throw by McCabe. It's fallen towards Russo. Miedemar away by Haynes. Very little respite for Watford. And they do have possession. They very quickly seem to give it away. I have to credit Arsenal for that. Lots of hunger from Arsenal to win it back again. Russo on to Mead. Beth Mead. Now Fox. Quick footwork from Mead to set up Ford this time. They're queuing up for Arsenal. And Miedemar still can't get the shot away. Palova, Fox. Wanting a debut goal in an Arsenal shirt. And a good cross. And Miedemar again should do better. Arsenal could have been heading for double figures had they been clinical today. Miedemar at the near post. Maybe the late challenge from Reed puts her off a bit. Good work from Emily Fox in the build-up. Look at the press from Arsenal. And actually, Watford do very well to play through it. Again, admiration for the footballing principles of the head coach, Damon Lathrope, who led the club to promotion to the Championship in his first season in charge last year, and the National League Cup final, where they were beaten by Nottingham Forest. Snipers managed to look for Haynes, but Velti's in the way. It's come back to Georgiou. Reed, Georgiou again. Good ball by Henson. Lovely play from Watford at times when they can play through the press. Hasn't been very often, but they put some neat passing moves together. Arsenal, though, quickly win it back. Pull over. Mead. Now Fox. Velti. Here's Ilestedt. Vidar with time to turn. Falls to the feet of Harbert. Poor ball towards Adjemang. Palova couldn't force her way beyond her club teammate, ultimately, Katie Reed. McCabe goes to ground, and the referee, Wunmi Sonei, gives the free kick, and Watford readying a change. The first substitution of the game for either team. Sophie McLean in place of Anne Maywalt. And not one change for Watford, but two. Here comes Abby Lafayette. And off goes Lucia Leon. Watford have had to work hard to stem the flow of Arsenal attacks. And that has led to some tired legs, no doubt. Russo. Arsenal straight back on the attack. Fox back to Russo again. Velti. McCabe. Miedemar. Trying to get on the turn in front of McLean straight away. And Ford. Teasing it back to Miedemar. Little run to Beth Mead. More difficult opportunity with the rising drive for Mead. Looking to keep up a good run in recent home matches. 3 goals in her last 3 home matches for Arsenal. Here is Haynes. Blocked off by Velti. Almost nonchalant as she made the challenge. Here's Ilestedt. Now Woburn Boy. Miedemar and McCabe. Some of the pace has been taken out of the game. Arsenal are feeling so comfortable in their advantage as they do. Here is Fox. Can't quite get in behind. Credit to Arsenal coming forward in search of more goals. It could be a really thrilling second half of the season, of course. Arsenal in the hunt in 3 competitions domestically. Their next Conti Cup game is away at Reading, home to Everton in the WSL, and next Saturday to restart the league season, trading Chelsea by 3 points. Here's McCabe. Wonder whether Jonas Wiedeval might think about 1 or 2 changes. He does have a very strong bench to call upon. I think Arsenal possibly readying a substitution very shortly. Lead blocked off by the newly arrived Lafayette, who doesn't get very far. Velty spacing behind here for Emily Fox to clip in the cross. Miedemar gets to it and Arsenal will come again, taking on Fife. Russo gets the shot away. And it did take a deflection on its way behind for a corner. Alessia Russo will probably feel she could and should have had far more than the single goal that she scored so far. Big cheers from the sellout crowd for Katie McCabe. McCabe delivers in dangerously. He's met by the head of Lafayette, and Arsenal will get another corner. Miedemar and Mead going across. It's taken short to Mead, and Watford have to work diligently again. And they do that. Good work by Georgiou. No lack of effort and endeavour from these Watford players. Having to do a lot of running and concentration off the ball. Arsenal with Ford in possession. Russo among those in the middle. And Ford seizes upon it again. It's Mead's little touch. Shooting opportunity for Palova. And Fox slips but manages to hang on to possession. Georgiou blocks off by Miedemar. Miedemar trying to force her way through. And by Lafayette. Clever ball. And here is Layla Harbert. Adjemang. Watford just haven't been able to get players forward to support Adjemang, and part of that is probably because of the amount of work they're having to do off the ball, and they've given it away to Alessia Russo. Lafayette under pressure. It's cleared away by Henson. The decision is throw. Mead, good dummy by Palova. Fox, weaker left side. Well, she's looked very tidy on her debut. Wants to get forward and has linked up on a couple of occasions with Beth Mead. Now 4 changes for Arsenal. As Jonas Wiedeval begins the flurry of substitutions. Frida Marnham's name gets a massive cheer. And Chloe Lacasse on in place of Caitlin Ford as Miedemar also goes off. Russo's number is up as well. And Stina Blackstenius, her replacement. And the 4th change for Arsenal will see Australian international Kyra Cooney-Cross replace Leah Velty, the scorer of Arsenal's 2nd on the day. Arsenal straight onto the attack once again. Fox. Good noise from the Arsenal supporters. Cooney cross. McCabe. Now Woodman Moy. Palova trying to slide it through the middle. Opportunity here for Arsenal. It's 3. And Arsenal are absolutely rampant. And Stina Blackstenius off the bench to score with her first touch. And that was the definition of a cool, calm finish. Blackstenius so razor sharp. And Arsenal deserve to add to their advantage. It's taken them too long, really. Big gap between the second and third goals, but Blackstenius on the mark. 2 goals in their last 2 home matches for Arsenal, both in cup competition. And Arsenal deserve a 3-0 advantage as a minimum. And that surely is that in terms of the tie. No way back for Watford here. And Poppy Wilson. And now Adjemang, Watford on the attack, a rare attack. Zinsberger hasn't had a shot to save as yet. Trying to speed away. There's Lacasse for Arsenal, who couldn't keep it in play. Zidane still wants to see more from his side, and Watford have reacted to that third goal by making another change. Ali Padish onto the field, and Flo Fife, who did take a knock earlier, is the player to come off. Stenius playing it backwards. Now Zinsberger. It's McCabe. Cross came McLean, formerly of Tottenham Hotspur, away by Reed. Might be a long last 20 minutes or so here for those Watford players. Arsenal have been relentless today, and when you look at the quality that they have just brought on, Marnham closest to the ball at the moment, and Lacasse and Cooney cross, and Blackstenius has got on the score sheet. Could be more to come from Arsenal before the day is out. Albert playing it backwards. Given away to Pilova, who has set up 2 goals already and had a hand in the second. Cooney Cross striking it from range. Looking for her first Arsenal goal. Good interception by Poppy Wilson. Ruben Moy retrieves it ahead of Ajimak. Marnham. Arsenal absolutely rampant. Marnham looked for Blackstenius but couldn't find her. Arsenal will need the strength in depth in the squad if they're to try and push Chelsea all the way in the WSL this season. And while Georgiou is down injured, Arsenal can reflect on a job well done so far and a 3rd goal of great quality. Lovely dummy by Lacasse and a great finish from Blackstenius. You have to admire that first touch having come on. Mead's dummy rather, and Blackstenius unerring with the finish. Beautifully done. And all smiles for Arsenal now. Blackstenius and Marnham in conversation. Great ball by Liavelti. Through the legs of Mead, who just let it run, and Blackstenius dinked it over the goalkeeper. And is Georgiou going to be able to carry on here for Watford? Here's Henson. Marnham. Able to force her way through. Not to Ruben Moy. Now McKay. Marnham looking for Lacasse. Well, just a question of whether Arsenal can add to their lead from here, how many they can get. Lovely little touch by Blackstenius, and it's Marnham! Fine save from the goalkeeper again. Arsenal going slightly more through the direct route, and a neat touch from Blackstenius to set up Marnham. Goalkeeper got her body behind it, did really well. Made a couple of excellent saves in the first half, in the second half actually. Jackie Goldsmith, corner in by Mead. Nobody in the Arsenal white could turn it in. Arsenal in their no more red kit today. The first time that the women's team has worn the all-white kit. All about supporting the work that Arsenal as a football club do in the community to help keep young people safe from knife crime and youth violence. A very worthy cause. Here is Fox. Now Cooney Cross. Credit to Arsenal for largely keeping up the pace of play, and maybe an extra injection of energy given to them by those 4 substitutes who have come on. Here's Cooney Cross. Now Mead. Hit a step. Marnham. Blackstenius, lovely touch. Marnham. And here is Lacasse, took it well. Another good save by the goalkeeper. Arsenal queuing up at times. Now Watford increasingly tiring, and the goalkeeper having more and more work to do. Cooney cross. And still 15 minutes left. Arsenal heading for 7 home wins on the spin. Blackstenius has held it up neatly again. It's up to Fox. Pullover. Now Lacasse. Taking on McLean. Now McCabe. Cooney cross. Couldn't quite get it under control. Adjumang draws the foul. A thankless task really for Michel Adjumang today. A lone striker who's had very little opportunity. Arsenal have continued to create chances though. Lovely little touch by Blackstenius into the path of freedom on him. A super stop from the goalkeeper, who has had to be alert again since. Jackie Goldsmith. As Arsenal were in again. And Pullover and then Lacasse. Goalkeeper repelled that as well. There may be more work to do between now and the end of the game for Goldsmith. It'll be 10 defeats from 16 in all competitions this season so far for Watford, and their 2-game unbeaten run, which had been their best run this season, about to come to an end. Ruben Moy under pressure, and this is Wilson, and Adjumang has scored against her parent club. Would you believe it? Michel Adjumang on loan at Watford from Arsenal, and she punishes the defensive error, and Watford do have a consolation. No celebration whatsoever from the 17-year-old who scored in the 3rd round of the Cup. She's scored in the 4th round. Allowed to play against Arsenal today, and Michel Adjumang has scored against them. Horrible goal for Arsenal to concede. Really was a mess at the back. And surely it is only a consolation for Watford, but for Zinsberger and the Arsenal back line, no fault attributed to the goalkeeper, but desperately disappointing not to be able to keep a clean sheet. And Arsenal caught trying to play out of defence and punished by one of their own. Lafayette lost concentration momentarily. How will Arsenal respond? Oh, Watford, 1 chance and 1 goal in the game. Blackstenius. Offside flag is up. On by Henson. Little touch by Georgiou. Turn away from Mead. Now here is Haynes. Intercepted by Ilestedt. The pass was easily telegraphed, but a sloppy ball out of defence, and Watford have it again now. Ball from Palish to find McLean. Well, Watford have at least kept up this decent mini run in terms of scoring goals. 10 goals in 3 games now, but they are going to make a double change. Charlotte Fleming and Carly Johns are both going to come on. And the skipper, Andrea Georgiou, is the first to leave the field, and Coral Haynes is the other player to come on. Watford with the most unexpected route to goal. And here is Adjemang, Johns. Adjemang again. Wilson. Reed. Good turn by Wilson. A deft drop of the shoulder and a good ball to find McLean. Here is Harbert. Johns with a nice little layoff. McLean, good football from Watford. Can they get the delivery right? No, that's the answer. And Marnham leads the Arsenal break. Here is Henson. Mead. And now Fox. Retrieved by Carly Johns. And Fleming looks to Adjemang. He's got the pace to trouble Ilestedt here. And it's Johns. Watford have visibly grown in confidence after scoring that goal. Harbert. Johns again. Wilson beaten to it by Palova, away by Marnham, and now Chloe Lacasse for Arsenal. Blackstenius to the left, calling for the ball now. Blackstenius is in again! And goalkeeper makes another good save, and it ended up in the back of the net anyway, but the offside flag was long up. Nice move from Arsenal, but Blackstenius just mistiming the run. Oh, that could be a risky pass. Reed manages to find Henson. Watford have far from disgraced themselves today. Worked really hard. Got themselves a goal. Cooney cross, back to McCabe. Here's Mead. Now Fox. Good way to pass there from Mead. Palova lays it square again. Looking for a hat-trick of assists. Cooney cross. Fox runs into Wilson. Lafayette. Took one touch too many, and Frida Marnham has forced her way through. And Katie Reed, another Arsenal loanee, got back. There's too many chances in the game to count for Arsenal today. She did look to try and square it for Blackstenius, I think, did Frida Marnham. McCabe taking it short to Mead. Palova. Both Johns and Adjemang sliding in, the two strikers. And sums up the approach from Watford in terms of the work rate today. I'm sure that Damon Lathrope can take a great deal from the effort of his team. Floated in high by Mead. Goalkeeper got a touch on it. Marnham. Poor clearance in the end from Charlotte Fleming. This time McCabe takes it herself. And Arsenal do have their fourth. And finally, on the score sheet, having had numerous chances from set pieces, it's Amanda Ilestedt for Arsenal. She came close in the first half. This time the delivery was perfect. And Arsenal finish with a flourish and a fourth. Ilestedt with her third goal for the club. Perfectly planted header. And they're looking for more. Blackstenius towards Marnham. Here she goes again. Arsenal, who had the first word, maybe making sure that they have the last word here. Pull over onto Fox. Took a deflection. Good call from the goalkeeper. McLean not able to find Fleming. Good work by Cooney Cross tracking back. Arsenal fans in full voice, and the entirety almost, it looks like, of the sellout crowd have stayed until the very end. Fox. Marnham couldn't quite touch it into the path of Lacasse. Away by Wilson. Marnham. Fox was calling for it, Mead in support as well. Here's Blackstenius. Arsenal seeking another, they might get it, they do! Freedom Arnhem rolls home number 5. And Arsenal are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup in near perfect fashion. The goals have really started to flow in today. And Marnham off the bench to score a very calm finish. Arsenal rampant. Arsenal, I think, have made another change, having scored that 5th goal, which ends the tie without any question at all. It looks like Lotte Wubben-Moy has gone off, and Laia Codina onto the field has just taken in the cheers of some of the Arsenal supporters, and that is the final change of the afternoon for Arsenal. Not quite perfect, as I say, given the goal that they've conceded, but near enough that. And they look for more goals. Mead's delivery this time. Pullover. Confirmation of that Arsenal change. Here come Arsenal again with Lacasse. Marnham. A goals tally that starts to reflect Arsenal's dominance in the game, you have to say. Ultimately, 3 goals in the second half and 5 overall, 5 minutes of added time too. Fox. Palova. Rarely misplaced a pass in the game. The Dutch international Palova. Lacasse. Outpaces the defender. Marnham calling for the pullback. It doesn't quite reach her. Wilson. Only half away. Forward by Fleming. And Reed doesn't have a hope of keeping that in. Well, really, the game was as good as over after 12 minutes. Arsenal was so quick to take the advantage. Although I think Ionesina Val will feel they could and should have scored more. 5 goals and a place in the next round feels pretty satisfactory. For the team looking for a first FA Cup win for 8 years, a long time for Arsenal. In the context of just how they've dominated this competition in years and decades gone by. And a good response to the defeat to Tottenham just before the winter break. Here is McCabe. Marnham, lovely little touch. Now can Lacasse get to it? She does. Blackstenius! And another brilliant save from the goalkeeper. She's kept the score down in this second half, Goldsmith. Had to react very quickly with a right boot to turn it away. Well, Jackie Goldsmith has probably been Watford's player of the match. And certainly up there in terms of the contenders. 3 tremendous saves in the second half. Fleming. Wilson. Running at the back line. Here comes McLean. Johns in the middle and Jemang as well. McLean couldn't effectively put the cross in. Good work by Katie McCabe to clear. Marnham. One last flurry maybe for Arsenal. Blackstenius. Only read between her and the goal. And Blackstenius has managed to turn her way through. Marnham looks almost agonised as the pullback evades her. Forward by Henson. Johns couldn't reach it. The tie is nearly over for Watford. Put a lot of work into the game. And back to battling against relegation from the Championship next for them. We'll be back to the WSL for Arsenal in the title race as it unfolds. Mead. Not on the score sheet yet today. And Mead was caught by Lafayette. Never nice to see Beth Mead go down injured after all the trouble that she's had over the past year. The referee's being urged to look at this again. That is the final whistle, and a worrying end to the game for Arsenal, with Beth Mead down injured, though they are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Having humbled Watford with a comprehensive display, Arsenal deserved to score more than they actually did. Alessia Russo and Leah Velti put them 2 goals to the good after just 12 minutes. Stina Blackstenius added a third. Michelle Adjemang with Watford's only goal against her parent club. Amanda Irestedt and Frida Marnham made it 4 and 5-1. But the sight, as you can see, of Mead down injured at the end, a little concerning for Jonas Edeval. It has finished Arsenal 5, Watford 1. And let's take a look at the full-time highlights. Arsenal was straight into the groove pretty much from minute 1. Viviana Miedemar threatening, but couldn't quite find her way through. And then Victoria Palova struck, it wasn't held by the goalkeeper, and Alessia Russo pounced to give Arsenal an early lead. They never really looked back from that point, because Leah Velti doubled the advantage just 5 minutes later, beautifully placed. And at that point, it looked as though Arsenal could go and score as many as they wanted. They certainly created more chances in the first half and should have added to their advantage. McCabe's corner via the goalkeeper cleared off the line. Russo had a chance, bursting into the box but couldn't hit the target when it almost seemed easy to score for a player of her ability. And Russo reached Miedemar's pullback, but denied by the woodwork. Arsenal looked to extend their advantage in the second half, but goalkeeper Jackie Goldsmith made a tremendous save to deny Caitlin Ford. Goldsmith was in inspired form in the second half, as Emily Fox carved out another Arsenal opportunity. Miedemar, again, should have done better. She's still searching for her first goal in over a year. But off the bench, Stina Blackstenius, first touch, and she did this. Showing how it's done from a finishing point of view to put Arsenal 3 clear. It had long been game over, but it was an extension to the lead that Arsenal did deserve. And still they look for more. And Frida Marnham through. Another great save from the goalkeeper to turn it away. Arsenal were relentless throughout on the attack. This time it was Chloe Lacasse seeing her effort denied. And Arsenal conceded to Watford's only effort on goal, trying to play out from the back. It went wrong, and Michelle Adjemang, the 17-year-old on loan at Watford from Arsenal, was there to snap up the opportunity. Adjemang had a very good game, given what she was up against, and a goal against her parent club, but Arsenal responded pretty quickly. Amanda Irestedt heading in, having been denied in the first half from a set play, made no mistake in the second. Arsenal then adding some more gloss to the scoreline. Frida Marnham rolling it beyond the goalkeeper and into the net for 5-1. That ultimately was the end of the scoring. Despite Arsenal's best efforts, Blackstenius once more in behind, but couldn't find Marnham with the ball across the face of goal. The one concern for Arsenal, potential injury to Beth Mead. Good to see her on her feet, and hopefully it's nothing more than a knock for a player who is so important to Arsenal and to England. Jonas Edeval's side are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. The 14 times winners, victors by 5 goals to 1 over Watford here at Meadow Park. From myself and the rest of the team, it's goodbye for now.